I'm about to show you something extremely controversial. It's even illegal in the state of Israel to obtain this. And if you do obtain it, it's illegal to show it and or talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my DNA. Now, I bet you thought it was going to be a lot crazier than that, right? Now, you might ask yourself, why is it illegal to obtain this in the state of Israel? Because it proves through your DNA that Jews around the world have no ancestral ties to the land of Israel. Because it proves through your DNA that Jews around the world have no ancestral ties to the land of Israel.
We Jews have been in the land of Israel since the times of biblical Joshua.
Who is we? No, really, who is we? You live in Israel, so I don't expect you to be able to provide genetic or ancestral receipts for your claims about us Jews, because those kinds of receipts are illegal in Israel without a court order and other special permissions. The Jerusalem Post explains such a thing cannot exist as kits sold directly to the public, going on to say that they have possible effects on subjects and their families. Furthermore, the national implications of these tests could hold or affect, nice grammar, Jerusalem Post, could hold or affect with Israel being a government-recognized Jewish state. Don't you just love when they say the quiet parts out loud? But since they won't let you get receipts for us Jews, I brought my own. Wow! So I, an Ashkenazi, have no genetic or ancestral ties to the region of historic Palestine. I, an Ashkenazi, have no genetic or ancestral ties to the region of historic Palestine. And yet Israel still claims it's my homeland, which I could move to and become a citizen of under the ironically named...
Check out this screenshot of my credit score. Just a few months ago, it was in the low 500s. That all changed.
Salakia for the ads.
When you use this clause, it wipes away all the negative.
I'm about to show you
which I could move to and become a citizen of under the ironically named Law of Return.
What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. You good? I just hope that you're doing fine. I have a cousin who always says that if you don't doing fine, kindly try, do fine. So as usually know, these are presented in Duke Stories, and today I have a topic that I want us to discuss because I believe it's an important topic that we need to talk.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing from all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Ba'ath Adabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. So what you see here on the screen is this YouTube video by Eugene from Kenya, and it says, Jewish Americans disappointed by their DNA results as they realize and confess they are not Jews. All right, and that is the truth. Like that one guy said, an Ashkenazi Jew. So before we get into a little bit of history and some scriptures, we're going to watch some of this video real quick here, and Lord willing, this be edifying to the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners.
About. And I found this interesting video. Most of the people who claim to be Jews are checking their DNA test, and later on they're being surprised that, you know, they're not Jews. And why is this video important? This video is also important to Black people because Black people are the true Hebrew Israelites, and at the same time, Black people are the true Hebrews, right? So I want us to...
Not just the so-called Negroes, but also Latinos and Native Americans and Seminole Indians. as well as the speckled bird, whose father's seed line goes back, that are scattered amongst the heathen and that also look like the heathen.
This video, there's a lot of history that is gathered here, but most of it are people who are sharing their experiences, their surprises on what really they believe to be, Jews. And then there's this important question. Most of them find themselves Jews, but not just Jews. They are the Ashkenazi Jews, right? Ashkenazi Jews, some people claim that Ashkenazi Jews are not the true Jews, right? Because these are brought out of debate rising from the ancestry of the broader Jewish population. And I'm also a student in this field, and I hope we all learn. I learn, you learn, and we meet in the middle, and you tell me to think about this video. As you usually know, these are presented genetic stories. I'm having a presentation that I prepared. What is in this book, and what is in this document that I think I'm also going to be sharing what I came to found. Buckle up for these videos. These are presented genetic stories, and if you're watching this video for the first time, most definitely I'll ask you to subscribe to the channel, join our membership, and really get to see what we can offer you. Until then, let's dive right into it. You know how we do it, right?
Have you heard of the Khuzali?
Yeah, that's us. That's me, actually.
Okay, so what is your, this is a question that comes from outside of Israel. What is your opinion about the theory that Ashkenazim came from Khuzali?
It seems relevant. It's quite obvious that white Jewish people, Ashkenazim from Europe, are not genetically, as much as I can tell, I'm not an expert, but they don't look the same like Arab Jews, people that came from Arab countries, and Ethiopians. I don't think there's a lot of, there may be some genetic relations, but there's a lot of genetic differences. And any theory that says that we're not genetically come from the same ancestors makes sense to me.
Ashkenaz is one of the Gentile nations. Now, 80 to 85% of today's so-called Jewry, those who claim to be Jews in the world today, 80 to 85% of them are what is known as Ashkenazi Jews. And an Ashkenazi Jew is so named because he primarily descends from this guy in the Bible named Ashkenaz, which is clearly listed as one of the Gentile nations. Now, the reason for this is that there was a nation of people who were Europeans, white people, known as the Khazars. And in the 8th century after Christ, the whole nation of the Khazars turned unto Judaism. They converted to the religion of Judaism. Of course, it was a false, Christ-rejecting religion. And for a few hundred years, the empire of the Khazars was a power in Eastern Europe, and they followed the religion of Judaism. But eventually, they were defeated by the Russians, and they were scattered into Eastern Europe. And so a lot of the Eastern European Jews today are the descendants of the Khazars.
And so a lot of the Eastern European Jews today are the descendants of the Khazars.
I was today as old when I found out.
Ashkenaz, the eldest of the 3 sons of Gomer, the son of Japhet, and the name of a kingdom, referencing these same verses. Most likely it was the Scythian kingdom. Then after a few hundred years, they're lost from history. So they have zero to do with Israel, zero to do with the Jewish people, zero to do with Ashkenazi Jews today. Zero. You say, where did the name Ashkenazi came from? So a little over 1,000 years ago, as Jewish people scattered around the world had now emigrated in Europe and now were living in the Rhineland in Germany, they looked at the name Gomer in Genesis 10, and they connected Gomer with Germany, so they took on the identity of the name Ashkenaz. It has nothing to do with Ashkenaz in the Bible, which is a descendant of Japhet. It's just a name that was taken. Okay, it's that simple. Just like my last name Brown doesn't refer to the color of my skin or anything else. It was shortened from a Russian name when my grandfather came over at Ellis Island. The name got shortened to Brown. It's just a name. That's all it is. So the idea that Ashkenazi Jews are descended from Japhet is a myth, 100% false, zero truth to it. Just study the history, look into it, check the Bible dictionaries, encyclopedias, the archaeological works, you'll find the exact same thing.
Key takeaway points and food for thought. 1. The original Jews are defined as those from the line of Judah. Judah was the 4th son of Jacob. 2. Ashkenaz was the first son of Gomer and is from the line of Japheth and not Shem. 3. They labeled themselves as Ashkenaz, but claimed to be from the line of Shem. If they knew their history, would this error have been made? 4. The term Ashkenazi Jew is historically incorrect, as previously mentioned Ashkenaz and Judah are from separate lineages. 5. They self-identified as Ashkenazi and were not labeled as such. Due to the confusion in establishing that true lineage, one could suggest this has been employed to hijack the identity of an already established people. 6. It's claimed that the Ashkenazi people have been lost to history. But are people ever lost to history?
When we talk about the
Lock it
trades,
for the
it's
ad.
always, I need a plumber, an electrician, a good HVAC guy, singular, as if it's just one person fielding the call.
I'm about to show you something extreme.
The identity of an already established people. 6. It's claimed that the Ashkenazi people have been lost to history. But are people ever lost to history, or are they invaded, conquered, and assimilated?
I'm a Palestinian. From 21 until 48, I carried a Palestinian passport. There was no such thing in this area as Jews and Arabs and Palestinians. There were Jews and Arabs.
Don't you, I mean, you deny that there wasn't Palestine Arab people before, but there is now a Palestine liberation movement. The history of liberation movements are that they grow. Won't this one grow? And become in the end, in fact, your biggest enemy.
I don't say there are no Palestinians, but I say there is no such thing as a distinct Palestinian people of all the Palestinians who live in Jordan. Why have the Palestinians in the...
All right, so as you just heard, that the Ashkenaz is a descendant of Japheth, and the Jews, as I just stated earlier, are descendants from the fourth son of Jacob, which is Judah, which is an Israelite, right? So let's go into a little bit of history about the Ashkenazi Jew. And they said that Gomer, that one Edomite dude said Gomer goes to, they related to Germany, right? And that's where, you know, those troops from of the German army, this is where they get the term Nazi from. Okay, so let's go ahead and read a little bit about this. It says Ashkenazi Jews, also known as Ashkenazic Jew or Ashkenazim, constitute a Jewish diaspora population that emerged in the Holy Roman Empire around the end of the first millennium. They traditionally speak Yiddish, and we all know that Yiddish is a mixture of it's a Germanic language, but it's historically also Judeo-German is a West Germanic language historically spoken by Ashkenazi Jews that originated in the 9th century in Central Europe. Okay, so it's a Germanic language. A language that originated in the 9th century and largely migrated towards northern and eastern Europe during the late Middle Ages due to persecution. All right. Now, let's see. And it says here, Hebrew was primarily used as a literary and sacred language until its 20th century revival as a common language in Israel. Okay, Ashkenazism adapted their traditions to Europe and underwent a transformation in their interpretation of Judaism. In the late 18th and 19th century, Jews who remained in or returned to historical German lands experienced a cultural reorientation under the influence of the Haskalah and the struggle for emancipation, as well as the intellectual and cultural ferment in urban centers. Some gradually abandoned Yiddish in favor of German and developed new forms of Jewish religious life and cultural identity. And the Haskalah it was an intellectual movement among the Jews of Central and Eastern Europe, with a certain influence on those in Western Europe and the Muslim world. It arose and defined ideological worldview. Just go into this real quick. Ideological worldview during the 1770s and its last stage in 1881 and the rise of Jewish nationalism. Written in German by Russian Polish Jewish doctor activist Leon Pinsker in 1882, it is considered a founding document of modern Jewish nationalism, especially Zionism. All right. Let's see. Going back. So we left off right here. It says, let's see. Okay, so let's see, I'm trying to get to the point here. So, okay, now the etymology. The name Ashkenazi derives from the biblical figure Ashkenaz, which is the first son of Gomer, son of Japheth, son of Noah, and a Japhetic patriarch in the Table of Nations in the book of Genesis chapter 10. The name of Gomer has often been linked to the Sumerians. And the Sumerians right here was an ancient Eastern Iranic equestrian nomadic people originating in the Pontic Caspian steppe, part of whom subsequently migrated into West Asia. Although the Sumerians were culturally Scythian, they formed an ethnic unit separate from the Scythian. Okay, so let's see. It says here, see if I could find it here. There we go. Okay, and it says in the 10th century history of Armenia of Yovannes Drasenakurdik, or however you pronounce that name, Ashkenaz was associated with Armenia, as it was occasionally in Jewish usage where its denotations extended at times to Adiabeni, Khazaria, Crimea, and areas to the east, so Khazaria, all right? And it says here, okay, let's see, his contemporary Saadia Gaon identified Ashkenaz with the Saklaba or Slavic territories, and such usage covered also the lands of tribes neighboring the Slavs in the Eastern and Central Europe. In modern times, Samuel Kraus identified the biblical Ashkenaz with Khazaria. All right. So, okay, so Ashkenaz. Okay, here we go. So, sometimes in early medieval period, the Jews of Central and Eastern Europe came to be called by this term, conforming to the custom of designating areas of Jewish settlement with biblical names. Spain was denominated Sepharad. France was called Sarafat in 1 Kings 17:9. And Bohemia was called the land of Canaan by the high medieval period. The Talmudic commentators like Rashi began to use Ashkenaz, Eretz or Ashkenaz, to designate Germany, earlier known as Loder, where especially the Rhineland communities of Speyer, Worms, and Mainz, the most important Jewish communities, arose. And the Rhineland is a loosely defined area of Western Germany along the Rhine, chiefly its middle section. It is the main industrial heartland of Germany because of many factories, and it has historic ties to the Holy Roman Empire, Prussia, and the German Empire. Okay. take a look here real quick, just to skim over something. So okay. I was just skimming over something, Slovakia, but so and this right here is false. Like other Jewish ethnic groups, the Ashkenazi originate from the Israelites, which is false, and Hebrews of historical Israel and Judah, which is false, because Ashkenaz does not come from the line of Shem. He's from the line of Japheth, one of the sons of Noah. Okay, so that right there is a lie. And let's see here. Now we're going to go into the history of the Khazars, which is a nomadic Turkic people that in the late 6th century established a major commercial empire covering the southeastern section of modern European Russia, southern Ukraine, Crimea, and Kazakhstan. They created what is for its duration was the most powerful polity to emerge from the break of a Western Turkic Khaganate. So, let's see. The Khazaria Khaganate. Let's see. Common languages: Oghuric, Old Turkic, Alanian. Religion: Judaism, Judaizers, Tengrism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, paganism, religious syncretism. So let's see. And it seems right here that Khazaria had control over Crimea and the Caucasus. And it says here in the, let's see, for the empire, for the, let's see, this move, see, for the empire sought an entity with the rising power of Kievan Rus in the north. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let me go back up here. I'll just make sure I didn't skip nothing. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit right here. Khazaria long served as a buffer state between the Byzantine Empire, the nomads of the northern steppes, and the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates, having previously served as the Byzantine Empire's proxy against the Sasanian Empire. The alliance was dissolved around the year 900 when Byzantium began encouraging the Alans to attack Khazaria. This move aimed to weaken Khazaria's control over Crimea and the Caucasus. For the empire sought an entity with the rising power of the Kievan Rus in the north, a region they hoped to convert to Eastern Christianity. Alright, so let's see. Let's see, so the native religion of the Khazars is thought to have been Tengrism, which is a religion originating in the Eurasian steppes based on shamanism and animism. It generally involves the titular sky god Tengri, who is not considered a deity in the usual sense, but a personification of the universe, according to some scholars. And then, let's see, thought to have been Tengrism, like that of the North Caucasian Huns. So, alrighty, and the other Turkic peoples. Alright. So let's see, the Khazar, the polyethnic populace of the Khazar Khaganate appears to have been a multi-confessional mosaic of pagan, Tengris, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim worshippers. Okay. Alright, so I think I've did this long enough, so let's get to the scripture. So this is going to be the book of Luke. This is going to be the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. Luke 12 and 2. And it says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops." All right, so the truth is coming out about these people, about these Edomites. Okay, it's coming about who they really are. The Khazars, the Ashkenazi Jews, you know, the truth is coming out about Esau, and it cannot be hid no more. What's been said in secret is gonna come forth, and everybody's gonna know who the liar and who the devil is, and who the deceiver is. All right. And now let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10, starting at verse, let's see. Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. Verse 2, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, and Riptah, and Togarmah. Okay? So Ashkenaz was one of the sons of Japheth. Okay? Now, let's see here. So Ashkenazi Jews, like I said, they have no ancestral ties to Israel, which is true. They don't. This is going to be Genesis chapter 11, starting at verse 10. And it says, "These are the generations of Shem, which was 100 years old, and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years, and begat sons and daughters, and Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived, and he begat Salah 403 years, and begat sons and daughters, and Salah lived 30 years, and begat Eber. And Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years, and begat sons and daughters, and Eber lived 430 years, and begat Peleg. And Eber lived, and he begat Peleg 430 years, and begat sons and daughters, and Peleg lived 30 years, and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years, and begat Serug. And Reu lived, and he begat Serug, and 207 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years, and begat Nahor. And Serug lived, and after he begat Nahor 200 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years, and begat Terah. And Terah is the father of Abram. And Nahor lived, and after he begat Terah 119 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years, and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. All right. And Haran, let's see. Okay, so now you see the difference in generations. Ashkenaz did not fall under Shem. All right. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 25. This is where Esau came from. Genesis 25. Starting at verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, and the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Dan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. So, and Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh entreated of him that in Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. Verse 24, when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right. So, as we all know, the people that as soon as they come out of their mother's womb, they're red all over. They turn red when they get embarrassed. They turn red when they get angry. They turn red when they cry. They turn red in the sun. And they turn all sorts of colors, red, blue, purple, green when they're sick or when they can't breathe. We all know that's Esau, Edom. Okay? And, this is going to be the book of Micah. Speaking of which, you know what? Let me see something. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. List of Germans relocated to the U.S. via Operation Paperclip. German scientists, right? Before I get into this, I'm going to read a little bit more of the scripture. So this is going to be Micah. Lock here, just bear with me one moment. Let's see. Lock here. Alright, this is going to be Micah. Slakia. I found it. That's how to get there real quick. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses. Take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, and even a man in his heritage. Okay? So these people, these Ashkenazi Jews, look at that. Look at all the countries that are supposedly, significant population of Ashkenazi Jews. United States, Israel, Russia, Argentina, United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Ukraine, Australia, all the way down to Estonia. All right? So they basically stole our heritage. They stole everything from us, okay? As well as they've taken from everybody else, took their lands, took their names, their titles, all of that stuff, and try to make it into their own. Okay, and that's when the Lord says right here, Micah chapter 2, verse 3, Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Alright? So Yahweh Shem El Shai is going to, give Esau that severe ass whooping. Because all this man does is he takes away from others. He doesn't have any originality of his own, so he's that colonizer, he's that thief. Okay, this is going to be this will be Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13. It says, Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Okay, and Teman is, when it comes to, let me go to Obadiah. Obadiah is basically the wise men. Of the nation of Esau, Edom. And those would be your German scientists. Those are your wise men. Those are your scientists. Those are your technicians, your engineers, and all that. All right, let me see if I can get Obadiah real quick. Hope that is Obadiah. It's going to be, let's see. This is Obadiah, verse 8, and it says, Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end of that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Okay? So, these German scientists, like a list of Germans relocated to the U.S. via Operation Paperclip at the end of World War II. So it says here that Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from the former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe, between 1945 and 1959. Conducted by the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, it was largely carried out by special agents of the U.S. Army's Counterintelligence Corps. Many of these Germans were former Nazi members, and some worked with the leaders of the Nazi Party. Okay? Key recruits, aeronautics and rocketry. Many engineers have been involved with the V-2. Excuse me. So, with the V-2, which was a technical name for aggregate A4, which was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. The missile, powered by a liquid propellant rocket engine, was developed during the Second World War in Nazi Germany as a vengeance weapon. There you go. And Peenemünde Army Research Center was founded in 1937 as one of the 5 military proving grounds under the German Army Weapons Office. Several German guided missiles and rockets of World War II were developed by the HVP, including V-2 rocket. All right. Let's see. And these are, of course, these are known as the Von Braun group. You know, these are 127 eventually entered the U.S. through Operation Paperclip. They were, known as the Von Braun group. These are the names of the German scientists that came. So you got all these people here. So this right here tells you that these people are not the people. Okay, these are not the people of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. So we're gonna go to Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. And it says, "And I know thy works and thy tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know that the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." Okay? So this is the synagogue of Satan. These are the people that have covered the face of the original judges, kings, priests, and princes, and rulers. Okay? Whitewash through iconoclasm, which is during the Renaissance period. Okay? Now, see here, this is a, let's see, this is the book of Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, and one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, behold, a white horse, and he that sat up on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering to conquer." Verse 3, "And when he had opened the second seal, and I heard that the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword." And who's that red horse? That's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay? So, this is, and that great power, those German scientists with that scientific minds to make these nuclear weapons, the waste are created to destroy, roughly paraphrasing. So these people, okay, these are the people that colonize the whole world. Okay, you can call them the Khazars, the Ashkenazi Jews, but they all go back to Esau, Edom. And we're gonna go ahead and watch some of this video, and then we'll close out.
West Bank become more Palestinians since the 5th of June 67 than they were before. Why didn't they set up a Palestinian country in addition to Jordan? Supposing your premise is right, then what should they have done? They should have set up another independent Palestine and fought from there. They didn't do that. They adopted the fact that they are Jordan, they've adopted the Jordanian citizens, they are the majority in Jordan, they are in parliament, they are in government. What has happened since? Why have they become more Palestinian conscious since the War of 67?
This feels like Christmas morning. I got a 23andMe ancestry and health kit. I think that I kind of want to start with the ancestry side. And it says ancestry composition. I'm 49.9% Ashkenazi Jewish. That's not a huge surprise to me at all, since my mom's side of the family is completely Jewish. My dad's side is not Jewish though. So let's go to there and see what's going on. This is like, I feel really like on the spot. Okay, so I'm 100% European, which again is not a huge surprise to me, but it's just funny seeing it like that. I'm 49% Ashkenazi Jew, totally. British and Irish and German and French, a little bit Scandinavian, Northeastern European. Yeah, it's not super exciting, but I kind of know all of that information. I didn't realize how much my family was from Germany though, so that's interesting. So let's see if I can get more information on this. It's funny, like I know where like my relatives and stuff came from, but it's kind of fun to see it broken down like this. Yeah, totally not surprising having the British and Irish be pretty strong. The German is though, so I wonder who came from Germany. I wonder if it has to do with the Ashkenazi Jewish part of my family. No really Scandinavian, no Italian. Wow. Okay. It's pretty vague. It doesn't give you like, which makes sense, but there's nothing really random in there. There's a tiny bit of East Asian and Native American, like the slightest. The first thing that they're telling me to do is do the late onset Alzheimer's disease. I do have some dementia in my family, so I wouldn't be super surprised if this was positive, but my heart's racing a little bit. I don't know. So I don't have the however you say that. So there's zero variants detected, which is, I guess, a positive thing. Cool. So Parkinson's disease. Let's open that guy up. I know that's like a very, so I have 0 variants detected. So age-related macular degeneration, a variant detected, not likely at increased risk. I'm not totally sure what that totally means, but AMD, we're familiar with that condition, but we'll see. I'll do more research on this. Have a slightly increased risk of celiac disease, which I've actually been tested by, like I've gotten blood work and stuff done for celiac disease. And I definitely gluten is harder for me to digest, but yeah, interesting.
Let's unravel the mysteries behind Ashkenazi genetics. Ashkenazi Jews are a Jewish diaspora population who formed in the Holy Roman Empire around 1,000 years ago. The total Ashkenazi population is estimated at 10 million people. Today they live mostly in the United States as well as in Israel, where they represent over a third of the Jewish population. They are descended from Lebanon.
So you just saw who the Ashkenazi Jews were right there, just the black hats and all that. So, you know, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And who are the wicked? The liars, the deceivers, the colonizers, which goes back to Esau, Edom.
Jews who mixed with native Europeans, mostly from southern but also from Eastern Europe. The combination of European and Levantine admixture makes Ashkenazi Jews genetically close to southern Italians, Sicilians, Greek islanders, or Maltese people. Using ancestral populations, Ashkenazi Jews can be modeled as being roughly 49% Anatolian Neolithic farmer, 24% steppe, 13% Natufian, and 9% Iranian Neolithic, with minor Caucasian, North African, and East Eurasian contributions. Get your custom DNA report today at world-genetics.com.
The results are in, y'all. And good news,
And we all know.
not for the Walmart discount section. First.
These stupid ads. Can't stand them.
Do this for flat belly at 60s. This is day 17 of doing nothing but this chair workout challenge every morning. I am following the
I don't
workout
care
I'm about to show you something extremely controversial. It's even
And good news, I'm not from the Walmart discount section.
Anyways, Ancestry.com is inaccurate, and once again, there's no such thing as a mixed seed or a mixed race, or you have multiple races within your DNA, okay? It all goes back to your father. Whoever your father is and where he comes from, that's who and what you are, okay? I don't care what you look like. I don't care about your skin color, your hair color, eye color. You could be dark-skinned and still be an Edomite. You could be light-skinned and still be an Israelite. Just depends on where your father comes from and who he is. Okay, pursuant to the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18, as we keep drilling into people's heads, by the father is your bloodline, nationality, and heritage determined. Okay, your race is determined by your dad, not your mom. Okay, you can't be two races mixed into one. No, it doesn't work that way. The Lord did not set it up that way. Okay, like you have 3 different apples. You can plant an apple seed in this. You can plant an apple seed in this soil, an apple seed in that soil, and an apple seed in this soil. One comes up red, the other comes up green, the other one comes up yellow. About the same token, same time, they're all apples, they're just different shades of color. Okay, and us Israelites, we've been scattered, so we're gonna look like all these other nations, but at the same token, same time, if our bloodline goes back to the nation of Israel, we are Israelites. Okay. Now, you can watch this video on your own time. Like I said, it's from Eugene from Kenya. So yeah, I'm not gonna play the whole video, but yeah, this is just want to touch basis on the Ashkenazi Jews and who the Khazars really are. These are the people that are supposedly ruling right now. Okay, so when I get more time, I read more on this. The Lord willing, be edifying. But if I were doing a future lesson on this, but yeah, man, these Ashkenazi Jews or Khazars, these are the people that are in power right now, which all go back to the biblical Edomites. Okay, so this, don't see, these are not the real Jews. These are not the real Israelites. They've been lying to the world long enough. All right. Now, I didn't mean for this lesson to be long. Lord willing, it was edifying. I just wanted to hit a few key points on, the Khazars and who they really were. Like I said, this, and you can even read about the Ottoman Empire too. Those were, I believe they were Edomites as well. So this is just a bit more history. Like I said, you can read this on your own time, and I'm going to read them on my own time more. So, Lord willing, I do, because the more the more it lines up with the scriptures, and the more understanding you gain. So, while this knowledge and wisdom and understanding is still out, get it while you can. All right. So with that, I hope that this was an edifying lesson unto the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. And with that, in closing, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Radash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. I'd like to give peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching His word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayat, the Dabadah, the elect house of David. that are scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Okay, I'll see you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwame Asharala, Wa Abba Baba, Shalom, Barakatham.